Tesla has been quietly building out a new lithium iron phosphate battery factory near their Gigafactory in Nevada, and it's nearly complete. In this video, I'll break down some exciting footage Tesla released, and in addition, I'll dive into the factory's precise location, the estimated annual production capacity, the battery cell format, and where these batteries will be used. I'm John, and this is Cleanerwatt. A few days ago, Tesla shared this video on X with the post that read, "Nearing completion of our first LFP cell manufacturing factory in North America." The video starts with an overhead outside view of the factory, and you can see here that they have revealed that the location is Sparks, Nevada. And as a reminder, Sparks is also where Tesla has their Gigafactory Nevada, and based on some information that I came across, these two factories are actually quite close to each other. @Henrik Zane on X posted, in response to Tesla's post announcing that factory, quote, "I believe this is the old Chewy distribution building located across the street and West 1 building, 385 Milan Avenue. There has been major activity there, and I have speculated in a couple of my Giga Semi voiceovers that the LFP line they purchased from CATL could be going here." I typed this address into Google Maps and pulled up a satellite view of this location, and you can see that the shape of the building definitely matches the overhead view that Tesla shared in that video. In addition, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see there to the right bottom side where Tesla's Gigafactory is in relation to this facility. I also did a little bit more digging and came across this page on the US Department of Labor website, and this confirms that Tesla is indeed operating at this location, and this page lists an NAICS code confirming that this is indeed a battery factory. Now, I will dive into more analysis of that video that Tesla shared, but I do want to just briefly talk a little bit more about this factory because it's not a super large building. As you can see, based on this web page that I pulled up advertising this property, the building size is listed at 566,660 square feet. When you compare this to the footprint of Gigafactory Nevada, that's actually decently small. For example, Giga Nevada, that factory takes up 1.9 million square feet of land, but with the multiple floors, it actually has 5.4 million square feet of manufacturing space. Based on my research, it looks like Panasonic uses 60 to 65% of that factory space to produce around 37 gigawatt hours of batteries per year, of course, the 2170 batteries that Tesla uses. So for the battery manufacturing portion of that factory, that's around 3.24 million to 3.51 million square feet. With that being said, although the footprint of this new factory is only 566 plus thousand square feet, do note that the ceilings in this factory are 36 feet tall, according to that webpage. Thus, there are going to be portions of the factory where you can have multiple levels of factory space, just like Gigafactory Nevada. And in fact, in several portions of this video, you can see that this is indeed the case. Nonetheless, when this factory is complete, it's very likely that the actual manufacturing space available will be over 1 million square feet. Still smaller than Gigafactory Nevada, however, a little bit bigger than the footprint might initially suggest. Since the factory is not massive, we know that the annual production is not going to be really huge, and the factory size seems to line up nicely with an estimate that was shared last year. And in this Teslarati article that was posted at the end of January of last year, it was estimated that Tesla's US-based LFP factory would have an annual capacity of around 10 gigawatt hours. Once again, based on the factory size as compared to Gigafactory Nevada, which is a good example there, 10 gigawatt hours based on the available space seems very reasonable. Now, later on in the video, I'll talk a little bit about where these batteries are going to be used and whether or not Tesla is using, for example, their dry process to manufacture the anodes or the cathodes of these batteries. But I'm going to go ahead now and do more analysis of this video that Tesla shared. After the overhead view of the factory building, big tanks are shown outside of the factory, and I believe these are used for storing raw materials and or chemicals for the LFP battery production. Then some other views of the construction process are shown, revealing the massive amount of infrastructure that is necessary for even a smaller factory like this. The video then moves to some really good stuff, which is showing Tesla's production equipment, and I'm not going to talk about everything shown in the videos because some of it I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is. However, there are some things that I believe I have identified. For example, this section of the video appears to be showing what I believe to be electrode powder handling and slurry mixing systems, one of the first steps in the battery production process. The slurry is a mixture of active electrode powders, additives, binders, and solvents that are then calendared onto the electrode foils. This section of the video seems to show the battery electrode drying ovens, which is obviously a critical part of electrode manufacturing as well. And this step in the manufacturing happens after the coating process and the electrode material is dried onto the foil. Obviously, since we have drying ovens here, Tesla is not using their proprietary dry manufacturing of cathodes. They are using solvents and they're using a traditional wet process for this. And the main reason for that is because Tesla is basically using CATL technology here. They licensed these manufacturing methods from CATL. Basically, this is the same way that CATL apparently manufactures their LFP batteries. It's kind of a copy-paste. That way Tesla can get it right away. I think eventually Tesla is going to start manufacturing their own LFP batteries, potentially with a dry process. But for now, once again, this is a copy-paste of the CATL tech to make sure that Tesla can get the factory running quickly. These clips appear to be showing electrode manufacturing equipment. After showing the outside of those machines, I believe this view is inside one of those machines, and it looks like the separator is being wrapped up with the electrode foils there. Then at the end of the video, Tesla actually shows some battery cells here after they've been manufactured. And if you look very closely to that portion that I've pointed the arrow to, you can see that these are indeed prismatic batteries that are being manufactured on these lines. With that being said, Tesla does use lithium iron phosphate batteries in their standard range vehicles in other markets, and they used to for the standard range Model 3 that was sold here in the USA. However, due to tariffs, and so the vehicles would qualify for the $7,500 tax credit, Tesla stopped selling the LFP-equipped Model 3 in the USA. Unfortunately, as much as I would like these batteries to be used in vehicles here in the United States, Tesla is going to be using these for their battery storage and not in vehicles, at least for this particular output of this initial factory. This was previously rumored and then confirmed in a Tesla conference call. For example, in March of 2023, this Bloomberg article mentioned that Tesla was working to potentially sign a deal with CATL to build a US battery factory that they would own, but they would license technology from CATL. As Teslarati pointed out in response to this Bloomberg article, quote, Bloomberg sources claimed that the upcoming plant would produce battery cells for the Tesla Megapack. In addition to that, in Tesla's Q1 2025 investors conference call, Tesla's CFO mentioned, quote, the impact of tariffs on the energy business will be outsized since we source LFP battery cells from China. We are in the process of commissioning equipment for the local manufacturing of LFP battery cells in the US. However, the equipment which we have can only service a fraction of our total installed capacity. So Tesla's CFO is referring to the fact that this factory could only produce a fraction of what Tesla needs for their energy storage business. And that makes a lot of sense because, for example, their Megapack factory in Lathrop, California is able to produce around 10,000 Megapack units every year, which equals around 40 gigawatt hours of battery storage. So this new LFP factory, even if it was producing 10 gigawatt hours per year, that would only be 25% of what Tesla needs for that factory. So it's going to help, but it's not going to produce everything that Tesla needs. Now, once again, Tesla in the new LFP factory is not using a dry electrode manufacturing process. They're using a CATL licensed technology, which is a wet process, based on everything that I can tell. Nonetheless, it's really exciting to see LFP battery manufacturing coming to the USA. This is important, and LFP batteries are really an important technology for not only energy storage, but I believe also for standard range vehicles, for a little bit lower range vehicles, because of the safety track record of LFP, and also because of how long they last. It really is a great technology, and it's also very affordable compared to nickel-based battery cells. Do let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also like to say thank you to all of those of you who support me through Patreon. Your support makes a big difference and does help make these videos possible. If you'd like to find out more about how you can support my work through Patreon, I will put a link in the video description. Thank you so much.